All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. This is your brother, Radio Tazawar. Okay. So, all praise to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai. I just want to touch on a few things on the topic of honor. You know, that word honor, right? It's a very powerful word. And a lot of people don't understand what that is like, right? Honor is a very important word to bring up in every topic. And a lot of people bring it up in the wrong topics. You know, when they're doing what they do in the streets, you know, what they do with their friends, you know, all manner of evil, and call it honorable. But there is nothing more honorable than a child that respects his parents and does exactly what his parents do as command of him. First of all, our parents don't have to ask us anything. The Most High put them in charge of our lives, of our upbringing, of our entrance into this world. The Most High did that. So, honoring them is honoring the Most High. Respecting them is respecting the Creator of all things. And dishonoring them is a deadly offense. Let me get this in Exodus. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. For our days to continue in peace and harmony, for our days to continue with joy, you know, and happiness in this life, we have to first honor the Most High, right? And how we do that is by respecting and honoring our mothers and our fathers, right? Because this is exceedingly important. Because when the Most High created mankind, He commanded one simple rule: be fruitful and multiply. So the Most High gave that command to your parents to bring you into this life, right? So when you dishonor your parents, you're dishonoring the Most High. I understand, okay? I understand that in this life, a lot of things have been designed, you know, to cripple us as a people, to make us go off, to make us go against the orders and laws of the Most High God. You know, But at the same time, in that same token, he gave us a way, you know what I'm saying, to escape. He gave us a way to escape. And that's by way of his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? And that's by way of these laws, statutes, and commandments. And this is why he sent his man out here to edify the sheep. If you are of the stock of Jacob, if you are black, Hispanic or Native American, right? These instructions was left for you. Your ancestors got hold of these instructions and wrote them in the book for your learning, for your correction, right? And for your guidance. This is essential to our entire life, to our entire livelihood, and our entire being. Everything we are, if it's not according to if it's not according to "Thus saith the Lord," is absolutely nothing. We are walking in obscurity if we don't have this. All right. Let me get this in the book of Mark. This is the book of Mark, chapter 7, and verse 10. Right? For Moses said, "Honor thy father and thy mother, and whoso curseth father or mother, let him die the death." Right? So it's a lot of deaths in this society in this day and age. Right? And the primary reason is because honor has left the household. There is no honor in the household. The man has left the house. Right? I understand. The enemy designed that. Essentially, we brought ourselves to that by transgressing the laws of the Most High in the first place. That's why it is essential to come back to these laws, so we won't have an excuse. Right? We won't have an excuse of dishonoring our parents, of dishonoring the Most High God. Right? Come back to these laws so we can learn how to honor our mothers, how to honor our fathers. Right? Yes, our fathers left us with our mothers, and oftentimes our mothers lived on, just trying to survive, trying to maintain a household full of kids that she doesn't even know how to control. Kids that are rebellious as hell. Right? We have to get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is our lives. All right? Let me get Matthew chapter 5, chapter 15. Matthew 15 and verse 4. All right. It says, For God commanded, saying, Honor thy mother and thy father, and he that curseth mother or father, that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. Right? Mark and Matthew are saying the same thing, word for word. All right? This is very important. It's a lot of shooting out in these streets because kids are not listening to their parents. Right? It's a lot of shooting in these streets because our men are not in the household to guide their sons. It's so much turmoil and distress in our families because we are broken as a people, because we don't have these guiding principles that we're supposed to be living by, that we're supposed to be following. Because we left these guiding principles. It's not that we don't have it, we just left it. We left it for other people to parade themselves in, to think they can go into this book and identify themselves in it. This book does not identify with anyone other than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let that sink in. The reason why blacks and Hispanics are the only one that's suffering in this society is because this only applies to y'all. Every single night, there's somebody shedding tears for a lost for a loved one lost. Every single morning is gunshots going off. Before breakfast is even made, it's gunshots going off. Somebody's dying somewhere because we left our guiding principles. I guess something else in Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 20. Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. Whoso curseth his mother or father, his light shall be put out in utter obscure darkness. That's why there is no light in these young men out here. Because we are busy following the streets instead of following our households. Because we don't have a masculine presence in the household. So what is our mother gonna do? Right? She doesn't have the masculine presence or the spirit, even the spirit. She can try. She surely can try, but it's not there. It is not there. It is not the same. It is not the same. Eventually, these kids are gonna outgrow her, and they're gonna rebel and do their own thing. As opposed to when a father is present in the household and he's enforcing his rules upon the children. These rules are what's gonna preserve them as in this society, right? Let me get this real quick. Right? This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. We're supposed to be trained up in these laws, signs, and commandments. If our fathers had got a hold of this, our generations would be so far ahead in this society. Nothing could hold us back. Our enemy won't stand a chance. Absolutely not a chance. But our fathers dropped this. And therefore the Mossad dropped our children. Dead in the streets. Even up to this day. It's bodies on top of bodies. Mothers crying day and night. Not for their dead children, but for their disobedient children that refuse to follow her instructions, because her instructions are not according to that said the Lord. She's lost too. It's not just now. Imagine if the parent herself is lost, how much the children, right? If the parents don't know any better, how much are the children gonna know? Let's get one more in the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 17. The eye that mocketh at his father, and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pluck it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. These are the penalties of disobedient kids. This is why you are dying, because you despise your parents. You despise the instructions that they are giving you. You want to do your own thing. You want to be out there and be a black boy. You want to be out there and serve poison to your own people. You want to be out there and shoot up a block and hit kids. Your judgment is being pronounced by the Most High God. And when that judgment do find you, it's not going to be anything commonly. Okay, let me get the. I said I was. Actually, this is the last one in Proverbs. All right, one last one in Proverbs. This is Proverbs 23 and verse 22. Hearken unto thy father that begat thee, that begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. When our parents come up in age, you know, they get weary of life, you know, they get beaten down so much. It is essential for us to stand up as honorable children and take care of them. But in this day and age, our mothers are home alone. All right? There's no caregiver to tend to them, because nine times out of 10, her kids are incarcerated, dead in the ground, or out in the streets doing God knows what. You know what I'm saying? These is the lives, day-to-day lives of blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. Name another nation that is going through this. Name an Arab man that has lost, that has left his house to a woman, right? Name an Arab man that has left children, a house full of children, to a woman that doesn't have a clue how to take care of them. Name a Chinese household that doesn't have both mother and father dwelling within, guiding their children. Right? Name an Idumean household that is going through what blacks and Hispanics are going through. You can't. You absolutely can't. All right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 16. Honor thy father and thy mother, as the Lord God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Going back to the first one in Exodus, that our days may be prolonged, right, and all may go well with us in this society. Nothing is going well for blacks and Hispanics, in this generation, right? Because we don't have honor for our parents. We don't have respect for those that brought us into this world. We are destroyed. All right. Let me close out with the book of Colossians. Chapter 3 and verse 20 to 21. Children. Okay, Salakia. I'm going to come back to this one. Get this one in Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. Right? We're supposed to honor our parents, right? In the Lord. Now, if your parents, I'm not saying you should just willy-nilly just listen to anything your parents tell you. It says honor your parents in the Lord. What does that look like? when your parents tell you to eat pork, absolutely say no. Because that is honoring the Lord. When your parents ask you to go get a pack of cigarettes, say no. There is a balance. There is a balance. The Most High is a man is a man of balance. When your parents tell you to go and do something that goes against the Most High God, say absolutely not. You are not sinning by telling your parents no when they tell you to break the law. You are not dishonoring them by telling them no. Because it's in the book of Sirach. It says, a child that fears the Most High God, you know what I'm saying, honoreth his mother and his father. Right? So if you disobey your parents to keep the Most High God's law, that is honoring. That is still honoring your father and your mother. Because sometimes when they expect you to obey them, they expect you to go to the store and get them a cigarette. They expect you to eat that pork, finish that pork on the breakfast table. No, absolutely not. You do not have to honor that request or that command. That is a command against the Most High God. All right. This is the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 20. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto the Lord. Fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. Right? So this is what we're supposed to be doing as a people. Learning how we're supposed to run our households. Learning how we're supposed to listen to our parents. Right? What type of instructions are they giving us? Is it according to that saith the Lord, or is it something that this word has told them? That this word has pushed upon them, telling them if you don't do this, it's disrespectful. If you don't do this, you're dishonoring your parents. No. If you don't do that, saith the Lord, you're dishonoring your parents. So with that, I pray brothers and sisters were edified. And I say shalom until next time. Death and destruction to America.